So in this video, I'm going to talk about what exactly is the idea of having a Dumaguete mindset. I'm talking about this beautiful town in the Philippines, and the idea of course, blended with the other idea of which is very much is becoming the same as by saying if I'm an expert, well, forever expert. If I'm an expert, I'll be forever an expert, which is the principle, I mean the idea of of being an expert for life. But when we move to a foreign land, to a foreign country, looking for that second opportunity, that idea of having improve our quality of life, it's not just about money. It's not about just having a good pension, a good social security check, and all this income, and then you move to a foreign land and basically looking for the convenience of having everything you had, everything we had in our home country, all the conveniences, whether this is like uh, healthcare, a good healthcare system, a good hospital, like there are of course in the Philippines. Um, Good hospital, if you have the money to pay, of course you can pay it privately or by via insurance. Or people say, well, a convenient airport nearby, just a mile away there's a convenient airport. And there is of course the convenience of having McDonald's, I mean Wendy's, all these good steakhouse, Texas, like a good steak, Texas style steakhouse, where you can eat uh, your favorite coffee shop, like maybe Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, all these malls, like very much everything on your in your city where you used to live, like in the United States, that you have the convenience of having everything you had there. Now you have it in the Philippines, like Dumaguete, for instance, Cebu or Makati or BGC, all these places. So, but what is the idea? I mean, is that in conflict in conflict with the idea of really blend with the community, the local community? Or you want to be like a separated? I mean, you want to have a life here or there in the Philippines, like in a city where, of course, just by speaking the same language, I mean English, which is the language, official language in the Philippines, of course you have the same, uh, basically the same culture, just there. Just language is culture too. So you speak the same. That's a good start with it. So people get attracted because of the idea of, oh, you speak the same, very convenient, right? You speak the same language, why not? So this is a good start. And the warm people are very warm. People are very, like I say, like they say, family oriented. Looks Sounds like a cliche, but it's true. But of course, there are many things that are different. But it seems like we don't want to embrace that difference. We don't want to, in a way, because of course, because we have the convenience of the airport nearby. So what happens when there's right now is the winter season, the rainy season, flooding season, storm season, typhoon. I mean, all kinds of natural disaster can come at any moment in these islands. So what happens when something happens? A disaster comes, strikes, and you are part of this community. Unless even if you live in your gated community, with many people, many experts prefer that. Thousands of, but they, of course, expert can pay. Expert, as an expert, as a foreigner with good income, you can pay a gated community. But that separates you from the local people, from the local. I mean, let's be clear. I mean, people outside the expat, outside the gated community where you live conveniently, and you just come out for to go to your favorite coffee shop, or like I said before, to a steakhouse, or to the mall, just like but you don't want to get really involved in that much with the local community. Of course, you have through friends, to other expats, start meeting local people, especially girls, right? You want to find a girlfriend, but basically the rest of the life around you is like it's too much traffic. People are the garbage everywhere, people littering. I mean, there are so many things that are different. But really, is the idea of the idea of the topic of the video is like, are we really blending with the local community in every way possible? I'm not saying do the bad thing, somebody's doing something wrong, right? But like I say, if a natural disaster strikes, Well, very convenient, the airport, right? Of course, you have the U.S. passport. I mean, you have the passport or European or British passport, and you just headed to the airport and go home, right? And leave everything. You have very conveniently the airport, so you can escape, leave, and of course, you want to run it for your life. You don't want to risk your life. That's we all do that. We don't want to risk our lives. you know if there's a really natural, a typhoon is on the way, and you're going to be one of those numbers dead, there you want to end up dead, drawn, right? But why not staying? We should stay with the community, and and just stay strong. And if something happens, natural disaster happen, survive, try to survive with the community and help each other. I mean, at the place where I live, like, if a natural disaster happens, then hopefully nothing happens. Well, first thing is you have to protect your family, but while the neighbors, I mean, I'm not going to try to escape somewhere. I mean, I'll stay. I mean, stay to, if I have to help neighbor, uh, if neighbor loses their houses, or flooding, whatever happens, try to help each other as a neighbor. So that's a blend. That's a community, in a way, being part of a community. Isn't that the expert experience, to blend with the community, not to be foreigner forever? So let's see now, 15 years later, after moving to the Philippines, or moving to Latin America, well, you're still the foreigner. I mean, you want to be called still the foreigner, or you want to portray yourself as the foreigner. You want to be known as that, like you are the stranger there. But after 15 years, you have already kids. I mean, children. You married. You have children with the local woman. I mean, your children are now Filipino. I mean, they Filipino American, of course, if you are from the U.S., or British Filipino, Australian Filipino, right? Children from mixed marriage kind of thing. But since we are the one coming to this land, so we are supposed to be the one to adjust, not them adjusting to us. Not that they're gonna, we have to adjust to the situation of the daily life situation, and be one of us, be one of them, be one of, that people have the feeling, not just the money you have, or the convenience of that you have everything you can get because you have good pension, right? But the feeling is that you are one of them, one of the local people, that connection. If that's one of the things, if you don't establish, if we don't establish that connection with the local population, we're forever gonna be seen like, oh, these people, oh, this foreigner, or this these people who came, and 10 years later, 15 years, it's the same thing. I mean, it's just like you came as a new person, to the place. So, what about now? Why do Magere? Well, as I said before, all the convenience of having everything, the laundromat, this and that, and I'm nothing wrong. I'm not criticizing. I mean, all I'm saying is the idea of blending right away. How you can blend? Can you really blend in a place like Dumaguete? Well, not really. That's the point I'm trying to make. Not really, because the first thing you see, you arrive as a newcomer, and headed to a hotel, maybe a couple of days. You have contacts. You have other experts who most likely you have other people, other YouTubers that you have, that have been telling you what to do as you arrive, what's next, like in the process, what to do first, what to do next, what to do, and how you're gonna develop everything, how you're gonna become adjusted. So, but it mostly is with other experts, which is flooded. The Dumaguete is flooded. There's an invasion. Expert. Now, I'm not saying just from the United States. I mean, from all over the places, from Asia, even from China, from South Korea, Australia, the United Kingdom, British, French, Dutch, Germans. I mean, you name it, name the country, and Canadians, Americans. It's just and it's gonna, in the next 2 years, gonna double up from those 15 to close to 20,000 experts who live in Dumaguete now. I mean, experts who call home, but basically you come to live with other experts. That's who you contact. That's your social inner circle, is your friends, you become closest friends with other experts, whether these are same from your home country, or from Europe. I mean, and that's the life you have developed. That's the lifestyle you're developing. Just the same thing, and just getting to a coffee shop, you get a pension. I mean, all the banking, the convenience of having, but not, you're not looking for the real Philippines. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Cebu City, Manila is not the real Philippines. All I'm trying to say here, the point I'm trying to make is that if you if you're surrounding people after 1 year, 2 years, it's all 95% expats, the expat community that where you're building. I mean, we are missing, really, missing out the real Philippines, the real life in the Philippines, which is in the countryside, basically. If you compare, what about the outskirts, 1 hour, a village, an hour away from Dumaguete? I mean, that's a best case scenario where you move to a village directly as you arrive, try to be a small town where there are not too many expats. So you start blending, make that transition with that, even if it's a hard transition to make, as where you don't see any expats, you don't have any McDonald's in a small town. Maybe you have only one gas station. Not in some places there is not even a mall. There is no ATM machine sometimes. But all these inconveniences, all these that are not things that you don't see it good for you, but in the long run it's good because you're blending right away from with the local community, with the local church if you go to church, if not, with the local restaurant people who are working in agriculture, working with fishing, many people with the fishermen, even if you don't like fishing, but you get acquaintance with fishing, fishermen or family who do agriculture mostly, right? Or people who work at a local store. I mean, all at the park. I mean, you blend it, whatever is the local people, more in bicycles in these places, maybe, right? Because not too many cars, not too many people can afford to have a car. But why you have, scooters? I mean, there's millions of them, thousands of them, even in small places, because it's kind of, cheap to have a scooter. But so by doing what they're doing, basically, instead of doing what you did in your home country, in our home country, right? You are basically blending right away. You're making that transition smooth. That's a smooth transition. But if right away after arriving at the airport, you come to a place like Dumaguete, there's no transition, almost nothing, no transition taking place, because you have everything that you had in your country, in the former country, the same thing you had. Your surrounding, your social base is basic. The foundation of your social base is the same people from your home country. Same, So, oh, by the way, you introduce yourself to in a coffee shop or making friends. I'm from Texas, you say. Oh, by the way, I'm from Minnesota. I'm from LA. I'm from New York. Okay, well, oh, good. Oh, great. So you start talking about how is the place as a newcomer, right? As a newcomer, you start talking to these people who have been, for 10 or 15 years there. These are vets, right? Veterans in a way that, they have seniority in what. So these people are telling you this, that they call themselves being, the old school people who have been for 15 years. And you start listening to them. Sometimes their experiences are good, but sometimes it can be, things change in 15 years, right? The experience they had 15 years ago, things change so fast nowadays. From 1 year to the next year, this outdated is history now. It doesn't help me. Things that happened 2 years ago, even 1 year ago, but you surrounding, you have to explore yourself. How can you do that? Explore. Well, if you live right away, if you arrive and go to the small villages, even if you are the only one or two or three more experts in those villages, but that's the best transition possible. And what happens in places like Dumaguete? It's so toxic. I mean, there's so many incidents with experts, so many incidents here and there, getting drunk, a fight at the bar, even among experts. There are so many infighting and gossiping. I mean, gossip, of course, people say is one of the national pastimes, one of the, if not number one, right? But in a nice way. Gossiping is one of the national pastime in the Philippines. And what most experts with plenty of time in their hands do is like getting together, of course, and gossip a little bit. But from the gossip, what comes? I mean, gossip, it could be good gossip sometimes, but sometimes gossip, becomes something else. Something, I mean, there is no good gossip, but some people do it in the right way to pass time. I mean, to kill time. It's like, But then what happens? what you have even with friends, people you get, get new acquaintances. I mean, you know who you're meeting, who your new friend is, who from even from your home country doesn't mean anything. I mean, sometimes you better meet other people from other countries and explore their culture, even if you speak the same language. But people from Australia, if you're an American, why not get along with people from the United Kingdom, from British? But there is so much rivalry nowadays. I mean, the British YouTubers attacking the American YouTubers attacking the British one, the Australian YouTuber attacking the American one, the other one attacking the British YouTubers. It's like attacking me. I'm talking about personal attacks. I mean, I can talk about, I can review other YouTubers too. I can talk about, I can name names. I can name one here. For instance, the one this lady Filipina takes, but I can do respectfully, which is she says that she does a lot of gossip, that she likes. I'm just confirming what she says. I'm not criticizing. I mean, this is not a personal attack. Please don't get me wrong. All I'm saying what she says in her podcast, in her live stream. I mean, live, in she said that she loves gossiping. I mean, she does. She loves it. I mean, so I'm not saying something that is a lie. She's the one saying that she loves gossip. I'm just giving one example, which by the way, I just watch her sometimes just to find out what's going on, but I can get what I need to get, the information, good information. But the other one, I just listen to it. Sometimes I laugh about it, but I say, well, I don't think this is right, but it's okay, right? But this is not a personal attack. I mean, I can talk about other YouTubers, you know, but I can debate about principles, about line of, maybe I have different ideas about them. I can say no, I disagree. I can have disagreement with other YouTubers, but the personal vicious attack, I think that's not, it's unacceptable, not acceptable. A vicious personal attack, which is different. That's a different tone, guys. But this is open. We exercise our free speech. We can talk about a YouTuber because they can talk about me too. I'm not gonna get upset because somebody mentions me or somebody disagree with me because what I'm right now I'm saying, it's okay. I mean, drop me a comment, whatever. Or publicly, I mean, other YouTubers come. It's okay. But with discussing, it's an open forum, open debate about issues and this is the issue about the Philippines, about Dumaguete, about how we as an expat we can really blend faster in the community and improve our look quality of life. Is not just about money. People think, oh, because I have, oh, by the way, I can with $3,000 I can make it, I'll be happy in the Philippines. People say that you can have a $10,000 a month income and you can be miserable in the Philippines. Why? Because the mindset you have, the mindset we develop, we think that everything is about money, just like in a Western world, right? Everything is about money. And I'm not saying that in the Philippines we don't care about money. I mean, of course people care about money too, but the other things are above money. Definitely, there's no way. Family, church, community, it's a different lifestyle. It's just a different society than Western society. There are three or four more things above money. Money is like four or five. Of course, people need to survive. We all need to, money to eat. I mean, but is that the number one priority? As an expert, that's the first thing. I mean, we come our mouth, our money, the pension, the social security check, my this, my house, my. I mean, everything is my thing, my this. I'm here because this is my mine. I have this. I have done this because I sold my house. I mean, it's okay, guys. It's fine because all the. But is that the topic? 95% of the time just talk about money. I mean, the money that you can buy now here. I can buy a house, the land in the Philippines. I can do this. So everything is about money. I mean, the whole thing about topic, but not the other topics that I have been mentioning. Family. I mean, family. I mean, family life, community life. That you care, you really care for the people. That of course, for local people, so they treat you really nice. I mean, you have to become one of them. The idea that, oh, I'm an expert, and you set aside yourself, you isolating yourself. We isolate ourselves from the local people. So there's a resentment. Like as I mentioned before, if there's a flooding, you escape. Oh, you conveniently because you have your passport. We have just and you have the plane ticket right away, the money, the cash, everything. Bam, you just escape. Like it's like escaping from your local community. The neighbors are looking for you to help you, maybe not to get more or ask you for something, because people, we think that local people are just there to ask for money. Not true. That's not the case. Some people do, of course. Some people, see you as an expert. They think you're all rich. But people want to help you. I mean, if there's an emergency, there's a flooding, they want to help you, not you ask for help. We always think that they're gonna, get something from us. No, it's not. A place like Dumaguete, uh, because it's full of expats also. I mean, some girls come from the province with the idea of trying to find an expat to, to scam you, I mean, to get something from you, because that's where the expats are. That, I mean, the word by word mouth, by flies and in social media, that they go, Dumaguete is full of expats, from foreigners come from Western country with plenty of money. So of course, some girls will come and they want to try to scam you. I mean, they want to to try to get you, get or some of them are legitimate. They just want to meet a foreigner to improve their quality of life, I guess. But that's not, which is nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong. They want to marry somebody, of course, and if they can improve the quality of their lives, I mean, financially, it's okay, because many experts, that's what they're saying. They're well, off. They're retired. They have income. They have savings. So why not meet that beautiful Filipino girls to marry and have a family life, and that you don't, just that you don't have that debate of so much debate of equality. Equality means that there is no. It's written in the Bible. The head of the household is the man. But that's a war in Western countries. Is a war, guys. The male and the female is a war, civil war. The husband and the wife, civil war, just to find out who's in charge here. I mean, who? I'm not saying to be to have a submissive in 100% way, but the head is the head. I mean, there's no. I don't think there's any negotiation. The head of the household. So in the Philippines, you don't get that debate. You don't get that like war. Forget. You just marry and everybody knows what to do. Your wife knows what to do. You, as a husband, you know what's your role. It's clear, the role, the family foundation. That's the thing. And if you're looking for that, you'll find it, of course. Where, yes, you can find it in Dumaguete too. Is that the best place? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's the best place. You want to find that humble Filipina. I think, I still believe is the villages. I'm not saying you. Of course, in Dumaguete you can find that. You can find some. I mean, some, but it's so flooded with foreigners that is like a meat market in a way. Like, yeah, right? It's like they can choose you. They can pick. The girls can pick. Oh, should I get this foreign? Oh no, they can be dating 6, 7 foreigners at a time. Some girls, right? They have so much to choose from, the beautiful girls, that, oh well, this is, you can choose. So by word of mouth they send the message to other provinces, other villages. Oh, please come here. I mean, this is, um scammers. That's what you get frustrated with the situation, what's going on. And if relationships ends bad, mostly in places like BGC, Makati, Dumaguete, Cebu City. I'm all the big cities, guys. If most of the expats who are publicly, right, ruin their relationship, is in a place, is not in a small village, guys. Is in places like Dumaguete, like Cebu City, Angeles City, Manila, Magari, all these districts. That's where all these damaged relationship happen. Most of the 90% of the ruin, failure in relationships, with your Filipino wife or girlfriend or whatever, comes from this city because of the toxic environment around, right? So the toxicity of among expats, like I said before, which is without changing, the subject, is that, of course, what's going on. I mean, we all know what's going on in the streets of LA, all this, in the United States. And if you have different, if you're a friend or new people, new expats you're meeting from the United States, you have different views, or people have different views of what's going on there, right? Then you start a debate. The same temperature that is heating in the US now at this moment, in politics, the same is in Dumaguete. It's heating even more, because it's hard to avoid that topic. What's going on in the United States? What's hard to avoid? What's going on with Iran and in the war? What's the war? The war just started yesterday. Israel and attacking Iran and the Iran attacking Israel. People say this is going to be the third world war. I mean, this. That's it. Is it apocalypse? Everything is written in the Bible. Read Matthew 24. All these rumors of war and the rest, just read the gospel. But everything is happening as it's written. So when this topic about religion or politics, what's going on back home, people have different views. Some people are in favor. Millions of people are on one side of the issue, or there are millions of people on different side of the issue. There's not. This has been going on for years, but it's been so heated. I mean, the temperature has rise up. Is rising. I mean, it's rising. The temperature is just hot. There's so much hate going on. Millions of people hate millions of other people. I mean, but this is our civilization. This going on is not new, guys. The thousands of 3,000 years from the Pharisees, from all these in ancient times in Israel, in the Middle East, people hate each other like crazy. I mean, because of this, because of that, because of religion too, because of. But guys, well, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, this reflection will uh, if you like the video, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and like if you like the. See you in the next video. Take care, and God bless you.